Hello and welcome to another LEGO City set. Today we're taking a look at the City Hospital set number 60204. It is actually quite a nice modular building, as you'll see in a moment. A lot of minifigures in this set. This is a pretty big set, but it's surprisingly not expensive for the amount of stuff you get in here. It definitely feels like a lot. Anyway, so on the back here, quick more pictures of showing which rooms you get in this set and how you can sort of combine it together. As you can see, this set has been split into quite a few booklets. The first one, we built the helicopter, its landing pad, as well as these minifigures there. Book 2, we built the ambulance, as well as the stretcher and 2 more minifigures. Book 3, we start the hospital. This one ends on one of the bottom floors, almost assembled, so I don't know why this one is cut off and not continued with the next booklet of advertising the more Arctic stuff, which is pretty awesome, but not as awesome as the original wave. And book 4 ends with the first floor complete, as well as one of the smaller rooms complete. And finally, these 2 booklets, this one completes this room, and this booklet completes the top room as well as the roof, as well as having a parts list guide on the back. 1, 2, 3 pages, 4 pages of parts, because there's quite a lot of bits in here. It's quite a big set. Speaking of this, we have a whole bag of like spare pieces as well as extra accessories, because some of the people are hurt, so they have their hair pieces removed or helmets removed. But yeah, a lot of extra pieces in here. First of all, the helicopter here, I kind of wish this wasn't in the set and would make it a bit cheaper, because first of all, this isn't a good looking helicopter, and second, we've had plenty of helicopters from smaller sets or even poly bags that just do the same kind of job. Look at the top here, we use these flat pieces, so that's just not nice. I mean, this thing spins quite well, just like any other would, but it just doesn't look that good. The back looks quite nice with that sticker sheet for the hospital there, but otherwise, again, it's just nothing special. I mean, this helicopter is not small enough to be cute, and it's also not big enough to actually do anything. You see, it's only got a 1 seat, 1 person there, and while it has many clips, you know, you got these clips on the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of the clips is holding a radio, and 2 of these clips is holding this box there, which you can put like a syringe and a bottle in there. But there's no way for this to like carry a patient or someone injured, like a stretcher or any string or rope. I mean, yeah, you can customize it, you can customize any Lego, but if you're gonna give me a helicopter in a hospital set, give it some function. It's got no function. Like, great, a pilot can fly with this, but then otherwise what? I don't know. And then it comes with this landing pad, which doesn't connect to anything. Like, it doesn't go on top of the hospital, it doesn't go to the side, like it's just an isolated piece. So I don't know what it's for. Again, I mean, it looks okay, and you know, put the helicopter down there, it's a bit too small, but whatever, it fits and it lines it up. But otherwise, it's just kind of pointless. I wish it wasn't there. Next up, we have an ambulance, which this one makes much more sense. First of all, you do have a driver's seat, and behind the driver's seat, there's actually a place for the stretcher to go in, and it holds it quite well. But otherwise, again, I feel like I don't want this set to have an ambulance. Like, I would have preferred if this set didn't have an ambulance, and the ambulance was its own set, like many ambulances have come before it. I get they want the whole hospital to be a play set sort of thing, but if they took out these vehicles and lowered the price a bit, I think this set would be way more attractive. And because of the modular build of it that you'll see in a moment, might entice people to buy more than 1 hospital set if it didn't come with these vehicles. These vehicles really could have been their own little sets, instead they are here. But at least the ambulance is much better than the helicopter. So you got some doors there, you can sit again, a driver in there. Some sticker details on this, so that's a little bit annoying. And the overall bulkiness of this is kind of weird. Like, it's the front is so short and the rest of it's just like big chunky and stuff. More stickers on the side here. So overall, there's the license plate sticker, the top here, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, so 14 stickers total for this thing. Christ, like they couldn't like continue this build, like this sort of train ladder thing for these 2 more pieces. No, they had to put some windows there, but then they still want you to apply these stickers to it to like line it up. This kind of makes it more like a prison car or asylum ambulance than hospital thing because of these lines, but whatever. So the overall look of this is okay, but it kind of looks more like a caravan with the bulky back than it does in an ambulance. So I don't know. Again, I wish this is an okay ambulance, but I wish it wasn't included with the set. Since this is a modular building, let's do this floor by floor. So our bottom floor here, we have this front door there. They've added just a little bit of a clip there so you can put your hand in there and open it and slide it open quite easily. So yeah, this is a nice sliding door and looks the part of a hospital, I guess. On the side here it says emergencies only, ambulance, but of course there's nowhere for the ambulance to actually plug in there. So I'm guessing just meant to put this car there, like it was like an entrance or something. And maybe if you expand this, you can build something else on top of it. And yeah, another radio there. I guess this is like an emergency exit. Got some ramps there. Little blue light there for beep boop beep boop, your emergency. Inside we have a computer as well as more ramps that help because they actually have a piece in there connecting these two plates together. So they use that ramp to sort of hide the connector and make everything transition a bit better. Moving around here, we have a patient waiting bench as well as a can of whatever drink that he's drinking. It reminds me of one of those plastic cans that we had with like peach or different fruit flavored sodas in it. So that's a bit nostalgic for me. And I kind of like that they added a little bit of detail to the back of the hospital around here because they know you're going to play around with it and rotate it around and you're going to see it. It's not just blank or empty, so I'm glad that's there. Over to this side we have a counter, just like a newsstand, buy some goodies and stuff. Kind of hard to see like inside it, but as you can see there, it's got some newspapers and stuff stuck on it, as well as this cupcakes that is selling, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But overall, there's no easy way to access the inside of the hospital because these roof panels here, or ceiling panels, they're not meant to be like removed. They're stuck down quite tight, like snugly. Again, it is Lego, so you can remove it if you force it, like unbuild it, but it's not meant to. As you can see, these four pieces have their own like less studs for the other floors to stack up on top of it and be removed easily, but otherwise, apart from this hole there, and I mean, you still access it quite easily in terms of just fitting your hands in there, but if you want to look at the details and stuff that they built into it, it's going to be a little bit hard. So yeah, I mean, it's an okay first floor. The sticker there is also kind of nice as well. I do like these tiny little light details, so it's okay. It's just a little bit hard to get your hands in there. Kind of like how a modular building is a little bit hard sometimes to get inside it. Next floor here is an X-ray room, and that's where the light or power or battery feature comes in. So, oh, I removed a bit too much of the floor. That's not supposed to happen. So this is where the modularness comes in. You can see it is a very sort of standard room build. The next room up also has the same build as well. It's just the contents are different. We have a skeleton there standing in the back on this little plate as a display. We also have this little Petri disc viewer, and if you open the drawers, they actually tell you to put a few more in there. So you have different chemicals, different blends, and I've also put a few more in there. With extra spare pieces, I've just taken whatever colors they had extra and put in there as well for a bit of variety. And we have a little syringe there, and we have this X-ray machine which shines a red light. I think these bricks always shine a red light. I don't know why they couldn't do a white one. And 3 different X-ray panels that you can use. So first one, slide that in quite easily. First one we have here, you can see that this shines quite nicely and does a very good effect. We have the inside of a minifigure, and in the stomach it's a giant cherry. It's even shaped like the regular Lego cherries. So I guess he's got a giant cherry stuck in his gut. And that's a really big stomach. Oh, and there's a heart. So Lego figures do have hearts, I guess. Next one here is Lego hand. So I guess this simulates he's got a fracture or something. And our third and final one is a bone here. You can see he definitely has a fracture there, so that's been snapped. But overall, this like effect is quite nice. But I'm just not sure why they had to stick with red lighting. I don't know, maybe it's like a toy or safer thing. But I don't know. And the stickers that we use here also look quite good as well. So in theory, you could like design your own stickers and do a lot more of X-ray panels if you wanted to. You see our next room is very similar. The only difference in terms of building the room is that this piece here is replacing and hook this panel up. Otherwise, the room itself is the same as the other floor. Different sticker details. So inside here, more on that later, there's a space here for a trolley, and they put a little bump there so it doesn't fall out that easily. Got a bed there, and on the back of the bed we have a computer panel. We've got these 2 sort of bottle pieces or whatever. I'm guessing this is a kid's room because we have the sticker sheet applied to the back of all these like sea creatures, like fish and stuff. See a bit better. So this stretcher comes off actually quite easily. So we also have this light thing to scan the person, I guess. That's quite nice. And in terms of our space for the trolley, we have this. So he's got a milk bottle. I guess you put a Lego baby in there. And this one rolls along quite nicely. So you just take that room and then you can slide that in there quite easily. And there's a little bit of a sticker sheet there. I guess a memo for the name of the baby and a photo of the baby. There you go. Lego babies. And what goes on top of this room is just this very simple roof piece. I guess air conditioning unit, little stand there for signals and whatever. And it just lines up quite nicely with this red built there. So you plug that on top of there. And then these two rooms, whichever one you want to be on top, can be stacked quite nicely. Finally, for the corner or the other side of this hospital, we have this tiny optician room there. Teddy bear, scissors, saw, tree, and etc, etc. Tiny computer screen, another sticker there. This is of course one big sticker. IFUC, ho 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 ho. That was just kind of just an odd position to put it. Now this one's not really stackable. You can see that it has its own sort of mini bit of roof or ceiling there, so it's not going to stack. And but it's still kind of modular in the way that it's set up. It's like a corner, so you could build another one and line them up together. That's something you could do. In fact, I've been doing like a digital build of two hospitals put together, and one of the things I did was to mirror this room, and then the helipad you sort of plug in there, which sort of makes it a part of the build. So as you see here, we're just going to take this lower room, plug that in there, line it up with the red, and then we can take this one here, just plug that in there. And then we take these other two ones and plug that in there, and we have the modular hospital assembled. So if you buy two sets, I guess you can also customize this another way and just sort of stack it up. In terms of builds, we do have one more trolley, hospital trolley, scissors, syringe, and I guess pill bottles and whatever. And then inside the drawers you have more syringes and more scissors and stuff. And this white piece is meant to be in there. I guess it's meant to be like a bit of bandage or sponge or whatever that they can use to help the patients. Then we have a lot of minifigures for this set. First we have this wheelchair that has been in many Lego builds and city builds, and we have a generic. As always, these babies have a rotating head, and that's it for all the articulation, and plus this wheelchair rolls around. A little bit on the big side, but that's how they've been building it for a while now, and it always confused me that there's a stud in there and yet the baby doesn't plug in that way. The baby can't plug in this way, even though there's a stud there, so it just sort of always confused me why they've done it like that. Next up we have this guy here in a wheelchair. So again, we've seen this wheelchair before. It doesn't have any secondary face or anything, but does have some back printing. So I guess he's just been painting something, fell off, whatever, and now he has this thing, like bandages on his arm, this casting there. And but it doesn't look too sad though. It just looks a little bit like, I broke my arm, I didn't know I broke my arm. Next up we have this, I guess, ambulance driver, because she's got this kind of uniform, hospital logo on her. If you move her hat, she doesn't have a secondary face print, but there's a decent print on the back of the minifigure. Next we have this guy, which is where one of the helmets come from, but he's hurt his head, so he's got this. He also looks like Breaking Bad person. We've seen this head again many times from different Lego sets before. It doesn't have a secondary face. So next up this guy, he looks a little bit on the sick side. He's got this hoodie, jumper, fleece or whatever, and on the other side he's wearing his glasses and he's quite happy or content. I'm gonna keep it on the sick side because that's funny. We have a woman doctor here wearing scrubs underneath, and I really like this blue color. No secondary face print, just secondary back torso print. I have another woman doctor, but she looks like the head of the hospital just because she looks older. She's got this sort of more honey hive shape hairpiece, and quick look on the back. Male doctor here looks very sincere, but the overall print's very simple but gets the job done. No secondary face. Another male doctor here wearing pretty much the same uniform with spiky hair, so I guess he's the younger one. No back face print. Woman here, this could be the mother because she doesn't look like she's hurt at all. Wearing another fleece, very similar to the guy. No back face print. We got a soft Ned Flanders here, so he's probably fine because he's got flowers, so he's visiting someone that's sick. No back face print. And finally we have this guy, which is the helicopter pilot. He's got this very sporty kind of head, minifigure head printed on. No, he doesn't have any back fed print, but the overall print on uniform is quite decent. Not a fan of how the blue trousers match it though, so I might swap that out. But this head is also seen in some of the ski sets, like winter sets. So yeah. This is a great Lego city building. I love the modularness of it. I like how you can very easily buy more sets and combine it together to do even more stuff and build more hospital rooms. The overall look of the hospital is also very modern, like the all straight corners and stuff, and the red and white colors also look really nice along with the blue glass panels and windows. The overall aesthetic of it just looks really great. The minifigure count is also very excellent. We got 4 doctors here, 2 vehicle drivers and a bunch of patients, with a total of 11 minifigures, or 12 if you include the skeleton, or 13 if you include the baby minifigure as well. There's a lot of minifigures for a set of this size. Usually we probably have half the minifigures of what we normally get in a set like this size, but with Lego City, I guess Lego is a little bit more generous with the minifigures. What I don't like, of course, is the vehicles. The helicopter is okay, I guess, but it's not big enough to be something useful. It's not small enough to be cute. I don't know, it really shouldn't have come with this set. I wish they could have scrapped it and made the set even cheaper with less parts in it. If they were going to go with a proper helicopter, then maybe instead scrap the ambulance and actually make the helicopter bigger so it can do proper rescuing. Or do it the other way around and just not have any vehicles in this set at all. Again, the ambulance itself is a nice vehicle, nice build, and also practical for this set, but with many ambulances available in just standalone box sets, and the modularness of this whole hospital building, I wish the ambulance wasn't here, because what are you going to do with a second? I mean, I guess you could have more than one ambulance for your hospital, but if you're just buying a few sets of these just to, expand the hospital building, you're going to have too many helicopters and ambulances anyway. So either sell it or try and find some way to use the parts for something else. But overall, I'm very happy with this set. I think this is an excellent set to pick up. If you haven't got a hospital in your Lego city yet, this is a great one to pick up. On a side note, I did see the newer sort of Lego police stations or the Lego fire stations. I think the fire station is a huge disappointment for how small it is this year. The police station is okay, but definitely not as creative or good as the city police stations from a year ago or 2 years ago, or some of the other ones that I've reviewed in the past. But it's okay enough. Out of all these civil servant sets, I think the hospital is the winner this year, and it's the one I picked up. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and take care and have a nice day. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.